one of the interesting facts I came across was that you were cut from your high school baseball team. Take me back to those days, and what was that day like when you were cut?
Yeah, I mean that's probably something that's familiar with many young men and women, and one reason why they maybe push them into track and field to begin with. But yeah, I mean it's the tale as old as time. As a person who wants to be very good at football, or in my case, baseball, or others basketball, and I just didn't have. I actually enjoyed it. I grew up in the '70s, right? So that's when I was playing little league and doing that. I think baseball was even more relevant then than it is now, and it probably wasn't that uncommon for someone in my demographic to be focusing on baseball, wanting to play professional baseball and do all those things. And I thought I was doing well enough that I was on some of the all-star teams in little league, but then as I got into junior high, and we had a 3-year junior high, seventh, eighth, and ninth. As a seventh grader, tried out for the team. Felt like that would just be another step towards my professional baseball career. Once you get into junior high and high school, then you actually have to try out for the team. And then getting cut from that baseball team was fairly traumatic for a young seventh grader. But it really allowed me then to pursue the sport that's kind of become my life, which is track and field. Because in the spring of the year, as we know, that's when track and field gets going, and I realized, well, if I can't play baseball, maybe I can investigate this running sort of thing. And it was kind of it should have been a no brainer, because my dad was actually a pretty accomplished runner, relatively speaking. Again, he was from that greatest generation of young men who grew up during the Depression and then the Dust Bowl, and then uh, but then running in high school, he was good enough to get a scholarship to the University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho. And but his freshman year was 1941, so his running career was kind of derailed by a thing called Pearl Harbor and the World War II. And by the time he came back, he still ran for the college team, and enjoyed that. So I had heard of his running stories, and running cross country and whatnot, but I hadn't really even listened to him or paid much account until I did get cut from the baseball team. And I was like, okay, Dad, tell me more about this track stuff, and what do you think I could be good at, and what do you remember from it? So it ended up being a really good thing for a father and son to kind of bond over at that point in time. And I think he was, he was happy to be able to support me, and obviously was, as I progressed and got better, he was one of my more enthusiastic fans.